As I think back on what my life was like in the Dominican Republic, some of those memories are very faded. The ones that really stand out include the day that I first met the man who was going to be my father, who eventually was going to adopt me and my two sisters. Why? Because my mother had left. There were 6 of us that my mother and father had. We were the 3 youngest. My father was rather abusive. He drank a lot.
My father, when he come drunk to the house, he was beating my mom. My mom had to leave with us. And then he go there and promise her that everything gonna change. Eventually, they start to getting back to the same thing. But finally, she said she can't take it anymore. She was so bad, all swollen, all the face and everything, and yeah. So, anyway, and then this is why the reason that my mom left.
When Father Wilson came to the Dominican Republic, he wanted to and had the intention of adopting. And it was my brother, my hero, who said to Papa Wilson, Father Wilson, my sisters need your love more than I do. Because he wanted to take him back to the States and raise him and adopt him. But he said no. He chose us and what was better for us. And that whole process of getting us here to the United States, that whole adoption process, was made easier because my parents were not legally married. So all they needed was a signature from my father. And my brother Joaquin was the one who ultimately made the decision.
I went and talked to him and I said, well, this is the deal. The girls are leaving and I want you to be aware. I explained to him, Father Wilson, Mama Wilson, he's a priest, she's a professional working in a school district in Baltimore. They're gonna have a good life, good education, better than prof life they have. And he understood, and he kinda got a little bit tear in his eyes. I told him, remember, they're gonna have a better life.
Papa Wilson was the first feeling of God's love that I recall. I don't remember understanding what was really happening other than we were going to America with him. And because he was such a wonderful man, we were not afraid. I remember being happy, but I remember crying a lot though. Not understanding, having a lot of questions because it became obvious that we were there to stay. And although it was happy, there was also some thoughts of, are we going back? Is this for real? What's it gonna be like? So through all that joy, there was also this sadness. Children perceive adoption, or even children who are moved from their parents and are moved to be raised with grandparents or aunts or uncles, we still go through that same experience of why did we go from here, what happened? And it may be a better situation, it may be a more loving environment, but as a child you still wonder, did they not want me? Why was I not able to stay there? In spite of the fact that we were in this new world with these amazing parents who gave us all this love, the biggest challenge for me, I just didn't understand why God had chosen me. And they did their best, to help us understand. I was grateful, but I was also feeling that I was not worthy of all of that, that it could have been somebody else, and why was it me? Anybody who is already adopted, anyone who is thinking of adopting, it's going to be a challenge. One of the challenges, sometimes there's a bit of shame, but you feel as if you were not wanted. And there's a feeling of not fitting in, not wanting to say anything to anybody. maybe being talked about. They say you can't choose your family, but when you're adopted, someone's love creates this need to choose you, to bring you into their lives. So if you are adopted and you feel as if you have to hide behind the shadows, don't. Come out in the light. Your parents picked you. They wanted you. So as I became a parent myself, I realized I had a purpose in my life. It wasn't until Zach was born and I looked at him and I said, oh my gosh, that's one of the reasons I'm here. And he would have never been born, if I had not been here. So the journey continues, but it's a wonderful one. It truly is.